4:30 in the morning and you break down the side of the road, you sit and wait. Yeah, I was getting ready to head up to Reno, Nevada. Get you turned around, I can show you what's going on. I was getting ready to head up to Reno, Nevada, and I did my walk around this morning. I could hear a little bit of a tap going on inside the motor, or inside the engine compartment, we'll say. And it was just a slight tap, and it almost sounded like maybe a valve or something internal, but I don't know if you can see down in here. The pulley for the fan, it's a kind of a two-piece setup. There's like an outer shell and then the inner spindle, and then it's bolted on there. It came off, so now the fan's just loose and power steering's not working, power brakes aren't working, and yeah, my environment. I was heading up to Reno, Nevada out of Yuba City, California when all this happened. Empty, obviously. Look, it's so cold. You can see ice on the grass. I was heading up to Yuba City, from Yuba City up to Reno, to go pick up a load of some pelletized, some sort of plastic roofing material, and then I was going to take that down into Gilbert, Arizona. But I was supposed to be up there at 7 o'clock this morning, and so I left at like 4, which would have given me plenty of time. I could have actually got up there yesterday, but they had a great big snowstorm. Sorry about the road noise. Let me get off the side of the road and into the truck. All right, a little quieter. So yeah, I could have headed up to Reno yesterday. I booked the load at like, I want to say like 11 a.m. But we had a snowstorm come through yesterday. And you know, Donner Summit sits between Yuba City and Reno, and I've been up there when the snow was stacked so tall on the side of the road. Guys were over there putting on their chains, and the snow is taller than the tractor trailer. So I decided to hold up here. The snow was going to let up at like 7 o'clock at night, and you know, and then eventually they'll open up the roads, and you don't have to, you know, use your chains and stuff like that. And my motto is, if you got to put the chains on, you probably shouldn't be on the road anyway. So I just held up down here, got a room, and watched movies. And got up early this morning and got on the road. And good thing I stayed too, because there was a truck that went off the side of the highway. I don't know which direction he was heading. I think it was heading from California into Nevada, and he went off the road, and looks like he went off on an overpass. I saw a picture of it. I'll put a picture up on the video. He like went off the overpass. The tractor was kind of hanging off the overpass, and then the trailer and everything was blocking the highway, and it turns it into a mess up there when stuff like that happens. So I'm glad I hung out. My gut kind of was telling me, you know, don't try to make the summit today. Just chill out, you know, plenty of time. You know, I booked the load for the next day. There wasn't even anything leaving the area yesterday, so everything just kind of, the cards kind of fell in my favor, with the exception of this breakdown. But other side of the coin is, this could have happened to me on the way up to Summit in the middle of the storm. So again, good thing I held out. But you know, it's only about 7 o'clock now. The mechanic, I've had plenty of time to read up on the mechanics around here. I got a guy I want to call. He's got like 30 reviews on there, and like only one of them was bad. So I'm going to try to call him, but he don't open till 8. And then I'm going to see if I can get AAA to come get the truck and take it over there, and I'm gonna go ahead and risk leaving the trailer here. I think this is gonna be a small enough repair, parts permitting, parts available, parts being available in the area, that we could get this thing done today. I can get back under the trailer and head up the hill. So anyway, that's the plan. Let's see how it plays out. Broke down at 4:35 this morning, 4:30 or 5, something like that. Finally got the tow truck out, got on the back of the tow truck, and now we are at NorCal Diesel in Yuba City, California. Juan's in there taking a look at it right now, gonna let me know if we can get out of here today or not. Got such a late start on the truck after waiting for the tow truck and stuff like that. I don't know if he's gonna be able to pull it off or not, but got a day's in right down there at the end of the road, so if I get stuck here, I get stuck here. That's just the way it's going to be. Anyway, we'll see where it goes from here. You know my luck. There she is back there. He's already under the hood. This place is packed. He's got trucks in every bay, and we had to move trucks to make room for mine. So this is a busy shop. We'll see how it all plays out. Stick around. So as I'm walking around back here waiting for the truck to get done, there she is up there, Juan hard at work. I noticed a few things that seem to be consistent. Look at every spot here is full, and that speaks volumes, I guess, when it comes time to trust people that you've never worked with before. But are you noticing the consistencies yet? Because it should be very, very obvious by now. Ford, man. Well, I guess, you know, if you're gonna have a truck that breaks down all the time, you gotta have a good mechanic to fix them. So this guy got a good business head on his shoulders on top of everything else. I was reading the reviews, man. He's got a lot of reviews. Almost every single one of them was good. So that's the shop, Yuba City. Anyway, we're still waiting on the doctor's diagnosis. Got a little accident going on down the street here. Messed up medics are on the way. Anyway, we'll see what goes on with the Dodge. I'll keep you posted. So we've got the spindle housing off. One's working on it in the shop. That's the fan. The spindle housing lives down in here, and it's got a kind of a tensioner that runs off it, and it drives the belt and turns all the pumps, the power steering pump, the power brakes, all that stuff failed when it went. So what happened was there's 6 bolts on there, 3 of them were missing, and then it snapped the other 3 off. Fortunately, it left plenty of room for him to get the I guess probably if it was me, I'd probably put vice grips on there and spin them out, and then put some new bolts back in there. We'll be on our way. I just went and talked to him. I asked him to go ahead and change the belt while he's under the hood. Since we got it all apart, you know, this far, might as well go ahead and do it. So just waiting for the outcome, just waiting for the bill. So this truck brings back memories. I had a 99 F350 single wheel. This just got the extra cab. I had the full 4 doors, but yeah, my kids are racing that truck. See if I can't find a picture of it, put up for you. There's my old 99 Ford F350. Had the 7.3 motor in it. In my opinion, to date, That's the best Ford diesel engine you could buy, with the exception of the new 6.7. And the only reason I say with the exception of, I've never owned one, but from what I hear, the newer models they got the shit together this time around. So anyway, I guess these things all break sooner or later. You got your Ram guys, you got your Ford guys, you got your Chevy guys, but I'm pretty happy with the new Ram. That's the only Ram I've ever owned, and so basically the bar wasn't set very high, but obviously it's exceeding everything I expected out of it. Juan had a look at that spindle, and he said that there was some sort of a recall on the water pump that has been done, and apparently it wasn't necessary to pull this particular part off for that recall, but he thinks that maybe during the process of doing the water pump recall, they might have went in there and for whatever reason took that off and then left a couple bolts loose or something, maybe even forgot to put 1 or 2 in, and then obviously it worked its way loose and snapped the 3 off that were in there. So just waiting for them to put it back together. Alright guys, here we are, checked into the hotel. Look at how filthy this thing is. I don't know if you can tell, but it's freaking snowing here. It wasn't even snowing this, well, a couple spots were snowing going over the summit, but check out the parts we had to replace. This is the sensor. Got destroyed. And then the fan clutch, you can see here, it got damaged. So that had to be replaced. That bad boy got snapped off in the process, so yeah, I guess we'll get inside and kind of go over the highlights and the takeaways. This is it, guys. We're all checked into the temporary Outlaw Overland Express compound. A lot of people say that hotels take away from your income, and you know, they're right, it does, but in my opinion, not having a hotel takes away from your quality of life. And to live in a truck, I mean, think about it, you are working in the truck all day, then you sleep in that same truck all night. It's just a matter of time before job burnout sets in. So anyway, just thought I'd share that little piece of opinion. All right, guys, so let's back it up and see where things went wrong. And when I say back it up, not to this morning, but to last night. I did my post-trip inspection. My post-trip inspections have lacked. When I say that, I mean, you know, usually when I get in, I know I'm going to do an inspection the next day, and so I just kind of slack. And when I say slack, like, what I've been doing is I've been doing just a quick walk around, kick the tires, check the oil levels in the trailer axles, make sure I didn't pick up any debris in the tires, and then I give a tug on the straps and the chains and make sure they're all tight. Give a tug to the bungees, make sure they're tight if I've got a tarp on there, and really it's just a quick visual. Because I know in the morning I'm going to be doing a repeat performance, and then, you know, the next morning I'll do the full inspection. If I get up before dark and it's dark, again, it's a repeat performance of the night before, because you can't really see anything in the dark. So I'm really just making sure I didn't back over a nail on the way in when I was parking, you know, and take on a flat or something like that. And then again, a quick tug of the chains and straps and make sure somebody didn't come over there and, you know, sabotage the load or something like that. And then I get on down the road, and then whenever I get in to get fuel, that's kind of when I've got some daylight, and I'll do an early a more thorough inspection. So where did it go wrong here? I came in yesterday and I had daylight. I got off early because I got checked into the hotel. I knew there was going to be a storm going over Donner Summit, so I called it a day early, booked a load for the next day, so I had the afternoon off. Had I done my post-trip inspection with the engine running, would I have caught that noise? Definitely. Would I have been a little more proactive to looking at what was going on? Definitely. When I caught that noise this morning, I do my morning walk around with the engine running so that I can warm the engine, you know, warm the cab of the truck, things like that. And that's when I caught it. And had I done it yesterday with the engine running, I would have definitely popped the hood to try to see if I could see what was going on. But quite honestly, I was a little bit fearful that the problem was deeper. I thought it was valves because the tapping went almost in sequence with the rhythm of the engine. So it sounded like it was a valve or something internal. And I was really just going to, you know, try to make it home. The load's going back towards the house, and I was going to try to get back down there and then have it looked at there. But I didn't even make it 30 minutes down the road. And then next thing you know, the power steering and the power brakes were gone. I mean, gone. And almost instantly after that, the temperature started to rise on the gauge, and right then and there I knew we had a belt issue. So it took a minute. You know, I couldn't pull over right away because there wasn't any shoulder. So I got up to where I could to get over, and then I got just enough shoulder where I could get in and off the road before the turning lane was coming up. And man, that's when the truth came clear as to where we were at. What happened today and what the takeaways are. So mishaps like this don't make you an idiot. It's what you do with the information and the experience that you take away from situations like this. So what are the takeaways on this one for me? One is I've got to start doing a more thorough post inspection. I probably could have caught this yesterday afternoon, and I had the day to sit. I probably could have had it in the shop while I was sitting around doing nothing anyway, and I wouldn't have risked losing this load. I'm very fortunate to still have it. It's a good paying load. It goes right back to the house. It gets me home for the weekend. In fact, it was going to get me home a day early, but I ended up burning it sitting in a freaking hotel room or in a garage waiting to get my truck fixed. The other takeaway is, man, when you hear a noise or become suspicious, get on it right away. Get on it right away. No, I didn't get on it the day before because, again, I did that half-assed walk around. But when I caught it this morning, should I got under there with the flashlight? Probably. But honestly, I was suspicious it was something a little deeper, a little more expensive, a little more, something I could buy some more time with for sure. I thought I could limp it home and have it checked out there, but obviously that wasn't the case. And honestly, I mean, this could have been a whole lot worse. Imagine if I broke down up on Donner Summit on those snow-covered roads where they're still trying to plow for a shoulder. You know, yeah, it could have been a whole lot more worse, a whole lot more expensive, and I'm just fortunate things happened the way they did. You know, the third takeaway is not all mechanics are crooks. You know, you just got to do your homework. You know, you got to read the reviews. Some of the guys I was looking at today, when I had time to wait, you know, so I was just sitting there reading reviews on the mechanics, because when you're not from an area, you got to trust those reviews in order to find the right shop to take your equipment to. Pro tip, boys. Honestly, NorCal Diesel wasn't my first choice. And the reason is, and I'll tell you why. When I did my search, I just searched mechanics near me. Now, fortunately, the first one that popped up was a diesel mechanic. You know, because obviously, these diesels, they're a little different than your regular car engines. And could the average guy get in there and tinker around and probably figure it out? Yeah. But, you know, they're a little more intricate and require special tools and definitely some special training. But so the first guy that popped up was a diesel mechanic, coincidentally, and I read his reviews, all good. There might have been one, maybe two bad ones in there out of like 30. But when the time rolled around, which was like 8 o'clock, when other mechanics were opening at 7, I didn't even bother calling them, because, you know, the reviews were shady, and then you look at the pictures of their shop and it's like they're working out of the garage at the house. And so I waited around until 8, and then of course, as my luck would have it, my boys booked out for a month, couldn't get to it. So I just coincidentally got in there and I looked up diesel mechanic, and a couple other shops popped up, And next thing you know, NorCal Diesel's on there. I'm on the phone with Juan, and I explained to him, hey, I'm broke down the side of the road. I've got a 40-foot trailer behind me, and I need to get gone today. Is this something you can do? He's like, bro, if you can get your truck over here, we'll make you a priority. So I got my truck over there. And, at the end of the day, Juan did everything he freaking promised. Did I pay a premium for it? I don't think so, man. I think I got treated pretty darn fair. Um, these guys aren't a nonprofit organization. If they were, just getting by on nickels and dimes, they wouldn't be there tomorrow for when we break down. So they've got to make a profit somewhere, and that's just it's a business, and that's how they survive, and that's how they keep the rent paid, the doors open, the employees showing up for work every day, and I guess until you become self-employed, you don't really realize all the expenses involved, and all the politics involved with keeping the doors open on a daily. Did I have sticker shock when I first got the bill? Yeah. I'm a startup, man. I've only been in business since October. In fact, I got my authority in October. I didn't get on the road till November. And that's after making a couple of months of payments for insurance and the truck without having any income from the business. So, yeah, this is my first breakdown other than a couple of tire. Well, one tire. I've had one tire and then this breakdown. So, I should probably consider myself pretty
Guys, let's
fortunate.
get into it. So here's my invoice for the work that we had done today at NorCal Diesel. There's the contact info for NorCal Diesel, Yuba City, California. Let's break it down. So as we get down into what we've got here for parts, the fan clutch, RAM part number there, Mopar part number, $540. The crankcase sensor, $121. And then the serpentine belt, which, by the way, I asked him to put that on there. I just passed 50,000 miles. Well, I'm at 53,000 miles now, and they say you're good between 50 and 100, and to check it every 10,000 miles after 50. So I was like, listen, while we got this thing opened up, let's just get it done. So pop that on there, $704.92 for parts. And then we break it down a little further. We get down into the labor. Um, we let's see. There was It was $135 for the investigation, I guess we'll call it, or the evaluation. But then he applied a credit back for doing the work. And then it was remove and replace the clutch with crankcase sensor and serpentine belt. 1.8 hours, $135 an hour. $243, and then remove and replace the crankcase sensor, $135, and it looks like I guess a discount of 108, $243 for labor. So at the end of the day, when the smoke finally settled, tax and everything, it was just a few cents, literally under $1,000. And when you get hit with $1,000 bill, that comes, well, it's straight up sticker shock. Yeah, it's a kick in the nuts, man. But I was in a pinch. You're on the side of the road. You're broke down, and it was hard to find a mechanic that would even bring me in. Let me tell you this: $1,000 for 1.8 hours worth of work, and these parts right here. I've seen bills. Look at the line where it says remove and replace clutch with crankcase sensor, and then also the serpentine belt. What they do is they itemize each of those things, and there's a book that will tell them how many hours of labor to charge for each of those items, and they'll place it on there as a line item. And you might have an hour, an hour and a half for the fan clutch, and then you might have 45 minutes for the crankcase sensor, and then it might be another hour for the serpentine belt, and they itemize all that at 135 an hour. I mean, this could have easily been $500-600. So Juan, thank you, buddy. All the reviews that I read on Google are absolutely true except for the bad one. I think he had probably 25 or 30 reviews on there, and I think there was one negative review. And there's going to be those people. it's kind of like the restaurant business, you know, if you do everything right, that a lot of people don't say anything at all, but the minute you do something wrong, why they're telling all their friends. But in this case, I'm going to tell the world, man, NorCal Diesel, hit them up if you're in a pinch, hit them up if you're local. Definitely took care of me, and not only did he take care of me as far as price, I don't have a problem with his invoice, but I couldn't find a qualified diesel mechanic or even an automotive mechanic that could get me in and make me a priority like these guys did over here. So hats off to you guys, Juan, and I didn't get his wife's name, but you guys are awesome.
I did just like a quick online check to see what typical automotive shops jack up their prices, you know, and auto mechanic advisor, I believe it was .com. They said they typically mark it up 25 to 50%. I did the markup for my bill today, and you know, when I was checking out, I talked to Juan's wife, who runs the office up there. Awesome, nice lady too, by the way. She mentioned that they used Mopar parts for the fan clutch and the clutch assembly. I'm sorry, the sensor, the crankcase sensor. She mentioned that they used NAPA for the belt. So, you know, I went online to see what I could get the parts for myself, you know, and basically their markup was 34%, something like that, for the fan clutch and the crankcase sensor. The belt came from NAPA. You know, I looked up the prices on Mopar website, and they range from, well, there's two of them, 51 and then like 102 or something. You know, it was almost 100% different from one another. I think it's the quality of the belt. I don't know. They're both Mopar. I don't know what the difference was, but they both fit my truck. Maybe one's heavier duty, or I don't know. Can't explain it. But anyway, oh, you know what it is? I think some of them, they put dual alternators on the truck, which would require a longer belt. Maybe that was it. I don't know. But anyway, it was 51 and 102, depending on which one you bought. Then I went on to the NAPA website. They range from $22 to like 120 bucks. So, you know, do I feel like I was fairly charged? Heck yeah. Could I get those parts delivered to the side of the road in the time that he did? Probably not. And, you know, whenever you are, you know, looking for things to get done right now today, there's going to be a premium involved. And if I look back at this whole bill from you know, line item to line item, and then I realized how quickly he got me back on the road. He managed to help me save that load that I was already assigned. And believe me, when I got that load, it was a blessing, because there was nothing on the load boards other than just, you know, crap. It was going the wrong direction. It didn't pay well. You know, I was going to end up sitting and then I had one that paid fairly decent, but I couldn't get the guy to answer the phone. So I sent him an email, and he would respond to an email, but he wouldn't respond by the phone. And I even asked him to call me, and he didn't. So I was really leery about that. And if I got into a problem and I can't reach the guy, you know, I just decided to stay away from it. And it was only paying decent. It wasn't even paying all that well. Do I think Juan at NorCal Diesel saved my ass? He certainly did. Juan, you're an awesome dude. I appreciate your help today. It was a pleasure meeting you. And who else did I meet over there? The tow truck driver, I didn't get his name, but he's with Anthony's Towing out of Woodland. Awesome dude. Very knowledgeable. Met Paul, I hope I don't butcher your name, Takar. He is the owner of PR Ag Services. Almond farmer out there. Awesome dude. We sit around talking truck all day long. Well, not all day long. I mean, he had me out there in like 2 hours, but obviously a local guy, local customer, regular there, knew everybody, come in shaking hands and high-fiving all the mechanics and stuff. So it was a real cool experience. I don't have a local diesel mechanic in my town. I do get this way, so if I can ever plan a trip over there to see him, I'll certainly get in there for the maintenance stuff that I can't handle myself. But I would certainly recommend Juan and North Valley Diesel to anyone in the area that needed their services. and subscribe. The Outlaw Nation, it's on the rise.